So this week we focused on the brain, the mind-body connection, the central nervous system, as well as the vagus nerve. We looked at trauma-informed yoga in the context of Vinyasa flow, which is a little bit different because there can be a conundrum to that, because the Vinyasa flow practice, it can be actually quite, it can be a technique that can actually be triggering to some students because of its intensity, because of the way in which a teacher will often challenge the student to go deeper, to push either to or through their edge. So teaching trauma-informed yoga within the context of Vinyasa flow, there is a very delicate, sensitive balance that the teacher has to weigh, how much to push, how much to pull back, but always reminding the student that, of course, that they have agency and that body awareness is key, and that we're looking at the practice as investigating the pose from the inside out rather than from the outside in, and then offering consistent techniques through the whole of the practice that gets the student to ground and self-regulate. And we do this by utilizing certain cueing, as well as introducing poses throughout the practice, like inversions, for example, all the times that you're folding upside down and the blood is being drawn to the head. These, and of course, breath technique, as even chanting. All of this can help to tone the vagus nerve and help to increase the parasympathetic response. This class is, what I want to do in this class is go into the practice more fluidly, with more attention on physiological detail, more reminder on breath, and more space for your own experience. Yesterday's class, I invited you to really pay attention to your breath, to the sensation, noticing your reactivity, your response. This is going to continue as we move into next week, where we start to focus on the shadow, meaning making the unconscious conscious, our ego, more about trauma and the mind-body connection, and how we utilize the physiological practice to discharge energy, and what are the emotions that actually live within the body. So each Friday's class is called Mystic Flow. It's going to become, that's the class that's going to be more spiritual. It's going to have more intention, more questions for inquiry, more space for the internal work. But because I haven't yet really introduced spirituality into the practice, I'm going to just keep this Friday's practice very internal, a lot of space for observation. So, and then at the end of the practice, as an overview of what we've done this week, I'll read a little something from my book that's related to the physiology of trauma. Okay, go ahead and sit up tall, please. Place your palms onto your lap, your right hand on top of the left. The thumbs come together for my favorite mudra, which is Dhyana Mudra. That triangle representing Sangha, community, Dharma, purpose, and then the very top of the triangle representing Samadhi or bliss. With your eyes closed or soft, begin the process of body awareness by tracking your body, identifying the sensations related to temperature. If your skin feels warm or cool. Pressure, meaning feeling the weight of your body on the earth and the sensation of that pressure between your body and the planet beneath you, Perhaps you feel the weight more on your right sit bone than you do your left, or your left ankle more than your right. Identify that sensation. Perhaps it feels hard, irritating, comfortable. And then traveling up the body, feeling into the hips. Track the sensation that you may feel there. Perhaps the sensation in the hips feels a little wooden or knotted this morning. Heavy. Stiff. Bring awareness and track the sensation in your belly. Perhaps there's a grumbling, a feeling of emptiness or fullness, a density. Elongate the spine. Let the shoulders pull down the back as the collarbones widen. And track any sensation you feel in your chest. Maybe it feels expanded or contracted. Perhaps if you tune in, you can feel the beating of your own heart. Track any sensation in your neck, your shoulders. Maybe the sensation is achy, pulsing. Soften any tension that you may feel in your jaw, letting your lips part, your tongue gently resting on the roof of your mouth, the tip just against the back of the teeth. Your eyes either open or closed. If open, the gaze remains soft. Now feel the breath as it travels just over the vocal cords, down into the body, filling the body with breath. Feeling into the exhale as the body releases the oxygen, the prana. Perhaps the air cool as it travels into the nostrils, perhaps warm. And then place your palms into prayer. Anjali Mudra. Calling in the God of your own unique understanding, we ask, may this practice be an opportunity to settle and ground in our body and in our mind and in our spirit. May our movements and breath effectively release the accumulated tension so that we can feel into our experience with more authenticity and with more presence. We ask for the willingness to understand more about the mind and the body connection, recognizing that this interdependency impacts our physiological and psychological health and wellness. We ask for balance. We ask for peace. And then together we offer this blessing with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. And lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes. And then release the hands. Place your hands onto the floor. Wrists forward of the shoulders, fingers spread wide. So you really want to make that connection with the earth. Knees are spread, hips width apart, toes curled under. Linking movement with breath, you're going to inhale and arch your back. Exhale, press back into downward facing dog. Allow the ears to come along the inner upper arms. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, descend the heels down towards the floor. So in yesterday's class, towards the end, we spent some time on our backs and doing 3 poses that targeted the hamstrings, the hips, and the spine. During that time, I invited you to really feel into the sensation and notice when you dissociated or checked out, when you got reactive in any way. Try not to analyze it, but I'm going to invite you again while we're working through this practice to notice your reaction to a pose, especially if we hold a pose for a longer period of time. What emotions come up for you, if any? Where does your head go to avoid presence? And what do you do to get you back into present time? Stretch it back a bit. And then walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, look up. Hands to the hips. Come up to stand. Tadasana, toes spread, feet press, thighs lift, tailbone draws in. Palms right at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Relax your head and neck. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, step back, top of a push-up. Either put your knees on the floor or lower chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. And exhale, downward dog. And breathe. So Vinyasa flow means to arrange or place in a special way. It's about linking the movement with the breath. It is a meditation in action. So we utilize deep breathing techniques as well as drishti, the eye gaze. So you keep your focus very consistent, committed. And observation. These are the tools we use to stay in present time. Take a deep breath, stretch it back, and then walk your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come on up all the way. Arms reach. And exhale, palms right at the heart. Again, follow the breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale. Exhale, downward dog. Breathe. Walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come up to stand. Arms reach. And exhale, palms at the heart. One last time on your own. Hold downward dog when you get there. And then walk or jump your feet to your hands. Lengthen, fold, and inhale, come on up all the way. Reach, and palms right at the heart. Take a moment just to make sure you're in your body. And then Surya Namaskara B. Bend your knees, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, reach into the feet. Keep the knee bent, tailbone in as the arms reach. Exhale, both hands down. You step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, take your time, push into the feet. Look up as you reach. Exhale, both hands down onto the ground. Step it back, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Deep breaths. So Surya Namaskara helps to increase the circulation, the respiration. It stimulates the lymphatic flow as a result of that. It purifies the body. It helps to increase flexibility, mobility, as well as strength. Heats the body from the inside out. It's stimulating on the central nervous system. And so as a result of that, you've got to counter it with actions that are grounding and stabilizing. Stretch it back, and then walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale to stand. Palms at the heart. Hold here for a moment. So now just take a moment to observe. Again, body awareness is key. It's the language, it's the vocabulary of the body, the language of the body. What changed? Did the temperature in your body change? Does the energy feel more expanded or more contracted? Did your heart rate become more elevated? Again, bend your knees, inhale, reach. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, press into the feet, tailbone in, arms reach. Exhale, both hands down. Go through the vinyasa and go to side 2 on your own. Keep breathing and observing. Hold downward dog when you get there. At the end of the exhale, walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, sink your hips. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale to stand. Palms at the heart, hold. Take that moment. Notice any rigidity in your jaw. Let the face soften. Notice any tingling perhaps in your fingers. Notice your heartbeat. And then one more time on your own. Hold downward dog when you get there. Notice the sensation in the back of the legs. Inner thighs press back, the heels descend. And then walk or jump your feet to your hands. Inhale, look up. Separate your feet, hips width apart. Grab a hold of the big toes. The middle and the index finger come between the big and the second toe, and the thumb wraps around to hook. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. So describe for yourself the sensation you feel in the backs of the legs. Where is the sensation the most evident? Behind the knees? In the belly of the hamstring, more at the center? Between the knees and the sit bones? Or do you feel it higher up at the sit bone? In those areas, those attachments. Tip your body weight slightly forward, soften the spine, letting the blood fill the head. This is an inversion. This helps to calm, ground, settle. Let the weight of the head pull against the cervical spine so you feel elongation in the neck. Is the sensation you feel in your legs tight? Does it feel electric? Does it vibrate?
The longer you hold the pose, the more the sensation begins to develop. And when that sensation becomes more intensified is when we often check out, so that we don't actually feel the sensation itself. So the discipline, the tapas, is to return to the breath and not to allow the chatter of the mind to dominate. Inhale, look up. Release the toes, hands to the hips. Flat back to stand. Now as you come up to stand, the blood's going to drain down to the feet. Extend the arms down by your sides. And now notice, what's the sensation? Do you feel dizzy? Queasy? Light? Spacey? Bringing your feet together, keeping your focus very specific. Come into tree position, placing your right foot up against that left thigh. Or you can balance in whatever way feels appropriate for your body. You can even use a wall. Keeping your eyes on a single spot. Bring both arms up over your head. Bring your arms out to the sides. And then allow your gaze to come upward towards the ceiling. Pushing down into that left foot. Allowing the right foot and the left thigh to push into each other. Observing your reaction if you fall, if your impulse is to get frustrated or to swear. Make the falling a part of the experience, no better or worse. It's just another expression of the pose itself. Gaze forward, place your palms back into prayer, and then very mindfully release. Place your right foot down, right next to the left foot. Come into Tadasana. Switch sides. The left foot comes up. Maybe it's on the shin. Maybe you're on the ball of the foot with the heel up against the ankle. You push down into that right foot, squeeze the left knee open. Bring your arms up over your head. And root yourself here. Push down into the foot as you extend and lengthen through the fingertips. And then bring your arms out to the sides and allow the gaze to travel up towards the ceiling. Making this an exercise of observation, your attachment to the pose itself, any feelings of avoidance. Continue to remind yourself to stay in the body, stay in the sensation. Look forward as the palms come back into prayer. And then release. Bring your arms down by your sides. Palms back at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way forward, hands down. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, step back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Rotate hands and hold. Line your right heel with the left arch. Feet press, the right knee squeezes open. Take your tailbone into your body as the arms extend. Gaze out over your right hand. Now feel into the sensation in that right leg. And I want to invite you, if it feels appropriate for your body today, to go a little bit deeper into the sensation. Maybe it's just for one breath you challenge yourself, and then you come, just release it out a little bit. And maybe again you take a deep breath in and you go back in a little bit deeper. And for one solid breath, you allow your body to adapt to that shape, confronting the tension that you might be feeling in your hips or within your quadriceps. Take another very deep breath in. Exhale, both hands come down onto the ground. You step back into plank position and lower. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. And exhale, warrior two. Find a focal point extending straight out past the fingertips. As you ground into the feet and squeeze your left knee open, what is the sensation that you feel in the hip? What's the sensation that you feel in the quadriceps? Perhaps it's tingly or fluttery, shaky. Notice any resistance that you might be feeling to either go deeper into the pose or to pull back a bit. Get curious always about what comes up for you. Where does that impulse come from to want to go deeper or to pull back? That determination or perfectionism or the fear. Sink it in a little bit more. Take 2 very deep breaths. Even if your body starts to shake, allow space for the discharge. Try not to clench. Just let the body do its thing. Deep breath in and exhale, both hands down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Right foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the right forearm on top of the right thigh, left hand to the left hip. Either stay here or place your right hand onto the floor to the outside of the right foot. Open the chest. Bring your left arm up and out over the ear. Look underneath the left arm and breathe. Left arm up, look down. Inhale, come back up and slowly straighten the right leg as you do. Right heel continues to line up with the left arch. Take a deep breath in, and then you're going to hinge at your right hip, stretch way out, and place your right hand on the shin, ankle, or floor next to the right foot, or rather the right shin, left arm to the ceiling. Shoulders down the back, take your pelvis in, and now focus on the sensation that you feel in the hamstrings or the adductors along that right leg. And breathe. Push more into that right heel. If it hurts the neck, you look sideways or down. Now look down, press into the feet, inhale to stand, turn your right foot in. You're going to inhale, bring your arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers and turn your interlaced fingers up towards the ceiling. Spin your heels in, your toes out, not quite 90 degrees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees nice and deeply. Go right into it. Straighten the legs, turn the feet in parallel, hands onto the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Grab a hold of your big toes, just like you did earlier. Your middle and index finger come between the big and the second toe, the thumb wraps. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. Release the neck and breathe. Does the hamstring on the left side or the right side feel tighter? Do you feel more sensation on the left side of the lower back or the right, or not at all? Or is it even? Inhale, lengthen, hands to the hips, flat back to stand. Take a moment, bring your feet together. And then step to the back of your mat, palms right at the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, back foot flat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, the left forearm on top of the thigh, right hand to the hip. Or take your left hand down to the ground. Right arm comes up and out over the ear. Let that left shoulder pull down the back as you reach through the right. Firm up the buttocks. Firm up that left hip into the body more. Right arm up, look down. You're going to inhale, slowly come to standing, and as you do, you straighten the leg. Feet press, thighs lift. Take a deep breath. Hinge at your left hip. The left hand comes down to the shin, ankle, floor, or use your block. Right arm up. Notice which side is tighter, that left leg forward, or was it the right leg prior? Feel where the grab is in the hamstrings or the adductors. Take your breath right down to the most intense part of that sensation. Look down, lead with that right hand. Inhale, come up to stand. Turn your left foot in. Again, inhale, arms up over your head. Interlace your fingers, turn your interlaced fingers upside down. Spin your heels in, your toes out. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your knees nice and deeply. Straighten the legs, turn the feet in parallel. Release the arms and interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhale, open the chest. And exhale, fold all the way forward. Feeling into the sensation in your shoulders as well as the hamstrings. Does it feel knotted? Congested? Inhale, slowly come up to standing. Take a moment as the blood drains. Again, notice the temperature, the pressure, the tension. Release your fingers. You're going to turn your right foot out. You're going to step your back foot in a little bit. And you're going to internally rotate that left hip forward so the hips are now neutral to the back of the mat, or whichever way your right leg is extending forward. Could be to the front of the mat. Place your hands onto your hips. Your tailbone is in. Inhale, lift your chest. And exhale, fold all the way forward. You can utilize a block. Actually, take 2 blocks here. Let's take a moment in these hamstrings. Left hip pulls back, the right hip pulls back, the left hip pulls forward. Sternum elongates. Take some centering breaths. Either keep your left hand on the block to the inside of the foot or place it on the block to the outside. Oh no, that's not right either. You're going to place your right hand on the block and then draw your... See, this is why I don't like to teach the opposite leg that I'm doing. Let me get this right so you're all correct. The left hand is on the block. Then you pull that right hip back. Extend your chest forward, open the chest, and bring your opposite arm to the ceiling, and let both shoulders pull down the back, and breathe. So now we're introducing that twist in the spine. Try not to let the hips collapse. You want to keep the hips level, extending through the sternum. Firm the pelvis. And as you push down into that left hand, reach through the right. Then look down, and you're going to take the block with you. You're going to windmill out and switch sides. So you're going to turn that left foot forward. Reposition the back foot if you need to. Square off the hip so that right hip rotates forward. You're going to lean forward and place the block down onto the floor. Take a moment here. Either use 2 blocks or stay on your fingertips. That left hip pulls back, the right hip forward. The sternum elongates. Push down into the ground as you grip the quads And breathe here. And then from here, making the twist, that right hand comes onto the block, either to the inside or to the outside. As that left hip pulls back, the sternum elongates, and the left arm comes up to the ceiling. Gaze at the thumb, letting both shoulders pin down the back. Look down. You're going to inhale, come all the way up, windmill, and then turn your left foot in, hands onto the hips. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, fold all the way forward. You're going to take your block, place your hands onto the block. Widen your stance just a little bit, maybe about 6 inches on both sides. And you're going to slide the block forward. Let your ears come along the inner upper arm. So you're in a spread leg downward dog. Keep the inner ankles lifted. And then here, very gently, don't crank this, especially if you're flexible. Lift the sit bones slightly up towards the ceiling so you feel that elongation happening in the hamstrings. Keep the quads lifted off the kneecaps so there's some protection, there's some contraction that happens. Otherwise, you run the risk of potentially overstretching the hamstrings or even tearing. Slide the block back. Heel toe your feet towards each other until you're about hips width apart. Move the block. You're going to slide your hands underneath the feet so you're standing directly onto the palms. Inhale, look up and lengthen. Exhale, fold. Relax the neck. Inhale, lengthen. Release the feet, hands to the hips. Nice and slowly come up. Come into Tadasana. Take a moment. Again, notice the pulse, the beat of your heart, the temperature of your skin. Soften any tension around your mouth. Does the energy feel expanded or contracted? Hard or soft? Clenched or radiating? And then step back to the front of the mat. And bring your palms right to the heart. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, folds. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Step your right foot forward, stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, come up into crescent. Palms into prayer. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hook your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Use your right hand to press down into the right leg as you rotate the chest. Place your palms into prayer. Either stay here or bring your left hand down and bring your right arm up. Back leg is taut, chest forward. Exhale, both hands down. Step it back, lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Left foot forward, stay on the ball of the back foot. Inhale to crescent. Palms at the heart. Hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Twist, palms into prayer. If you can, right hand down, left arm straight up. Gaze towards the left arm or left fingers or the ceiling. And keep deepening the breath. Take a deep breath in and exhale, both hands down. Step it back and lower. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out completely. Come down onto your knees. Stand up onto your knees, staying on the balls of the feet. The thighs roll in, the sternum lifts. Keep your thumbs right at the sacrum as you keep your pelvis or your frontal hip bones lifting upward. And then exhale, place your hands onto your heels. Hips forward, shoulder blades squeeze, sternum lifts. Either stay looking forward, or if you can, you want to jut your chin forward and then slowly allow the head and neck to release back. Inhale, come up, extend the toes away from you. Sit your buttocks onto your heels. Turn your palms up onto your lap, and then close your eyes. Now notice the sensation. That quickening of the heart, the heat perhaps, a slight feeling of dizziness, of openness. We are often so addicted to our tension because our tension is what gives us the illusion of control and then therefore safety. You let go of the tension, it also releases that feeling of control, which is why many of these poses can feel so vulnerable, because we often don't know what's on the other side of that control. Come back up onto the shins. Either stay on the balls of the feet or extend the toes back. Tailbone in. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, drop it back, hips forward. Either stay looking forward or let the head and neck release. Inhale, come up, butt onto the heels. Palms turn up. Take a moment. And then last time, come back up onto the shins. Inhale, lift. Exhale, hands back, hips forward, chest high, head and neck releases. Inhale, come up, butt onto the heels. Palms turn up. Bring your thumb and your index finger together. The other 3 fingers extending straight out in front of you. Gyan Mudra. Keep the lower belly pulled back and drop your chin just slightly for Jalandhara Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And then release the mudra, open your eyes, and shift your weight to the side, extending both legs straight out in front of you. Come into staff pose, Dandasana. Tops the thighs press down. Come into Janu Sirsasana, so the right foot comes to the inside of the left thigh, or you cup the foot around the groin, so the knee comes out more as an angle. The ball of the right foot is along the inside of the left thigh, and the heel is more into that very top of the right thigh. Hands are down. You're going to inhale, lengthen. Twist ever so slightly your right rib cage towards the left shin, and then fold. Grab what you can. And now just close your eyes. Feel that stretch. The practice of yoga follows the principles of Hatha, Hata, sun, moon. It's the balance between these polarities of energy. The sun representing the archetype of the masculine. So action, determination, heat, intensity. Whereas the Ta represents the moon and equates to yin, and the archetype of the feminine, that's more receptive. Internal, intuitive. That balance between the yang and the yin, between the sun and the moon, is what we're looking for within our yoga practice. Stimulation, regulation. Contraction, expansion. Inhale, come up. Bring that right knee in and extend your right leg forward and switch. That left foot comes into the thigh or cup it around the groin. Your hands are on the floor. Rotate the torso. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, fold. And close your eyes. Our bodies remember everything. Every moment, every experience, every person who has crossed our path. It remembers information from our ancestors, our culture, our education, our religion. All of this information lives not only within our consciousness, but within our cells. Everything we learn is energy. And energy is defined as vibration with information. There's gross energy and there's subtle energy. Subtle energy can include our emotions like love and fear and rage and shame and guilt and grief, the shadow emotions that we all have, but we don't want anyone to know about. When those shadow emotions, those energies, those vibrations stay internalized, they become the tension that we feel. Tension that impacts our ability to be present, that influences our perception, and causes us to be reactive when we are activated or triggered. Inhale, come up. Bring your left knee in and extend both legs straight out in front of you. Reach underneath your buttocks and pull the flesh back. Inhale, arms reach, and exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, lengthen. Exhale, fold it in. And close your eyes. So what is your own body trying to communicate to you? Are there stories, events within your life that you have not reconciled fully, that need your attention? Stories of abandonment, of betrayal, of loss, of heartbreak. Stories of deception, humiliation, disappointment, despair. How long have these stories been within you? What are the emotions associated with those stories? And are you at a place in your life at this time that you're willing to confront these narratives lovingly and reframe them so that they can be a part of your healing process and therefore key to your liberation? If that is indeed something that you feel ready for, take a very deep breath in and gently exhale it out through the mouth. Again, deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. Relax the shoulders, your spine. And then inhale, come on up. And you're going to roll all the way out until you're lying flat onto your backs. Lying flat. Close your eyes.
And let yourself get as comfortable on the floor as you can. Let the shoulders draw away from your neck. The hands reach away from the shoulders. Allow your feet to flop open. Notice, identify the temperature, the pressure of your body on the earth beneath you. Make any adjustments that you need in order to feel fully comfortable. And if you're still feeling some tension in the body, I invite you to clench your hands as tight as you can. Keep clenching them. And then release the hands. And now the feet. Clench your feet. Squeeze your toes. And then release. Relax your eyes. And your mouth and your jaw. Release into the earth beneath you any tension in your shoulders, your arms and hands. Relax your chest, your heart, and any tension you feel in your belly. Soften the hips. Your legs. Your feet. Allow your whole body to release and rest. Bringing your attention back to the breath. Inhale. And then squeeze your knees into your chest. Roll to your right side and gently press up into a seated position. Closing your eyes or finding a spot on the floor. Letting the shoulders relax. Tracking the body for any discomfort. Allowing the heart to open and expand. Keeping your eyes closed if you can. Bring your attention to your third eye center. Let's just take a few moments here to sit together in silence, feeling into the effects of this practice on the central nervous system, the way in which this practice through breath and movement, connection, helps to tone the vagal nerve. And then placing your palms into prayer. Together we take another very deep breath in. Exhale it out through the mouth. And we close this practice by giving thanks to God for the miracles of these bodies, to the power of our nervous system, to the mystery of our awareness. We ask for continued clarity and to cultivate these tools that allow us to align body, mind, and spirit so that we can show up in our families, in our communities, and in our life more centered, integrated, and whole. We ask, may there be peace within. And may there be peace for all. And then together we offer this blessing with one single Om. Take a deep breath in. And lower your chin to your chest. Open your eyes and inhale. Come up. Thank you so much for class. Namaste.